Hi, let's revisit Filecoin, ticker symbol FIL, currently at $117.79, going up by 25% in the last 24 hours, a market dominance of 0.5%, market rank 18, and a market cap of approximately 12 billion. Now obviously we look at Filecoin because of this incredible increase, but we will not just look at the Filecoin price in US dollars. As usual, we will make the comparison to Bitcoin as well, also to Ethereum, and then we will look at relative performance to its competitors. So decentralized file storage, what are the competitors? There is storage, so this is now the Filecoin price divided by the storage price. You can already see a few lines over here. This is from past videos, so very interesting, right? The support over here it held. And here is Filecoin divided by Ziacoin, also a very interesting chart. Now, should you buy Filecoin right now in this very moment? It's obviously hard to answer, right? Who knows? The problem I always have with these price pumps are volume increases, because you can time this pretty badly if you don't really know what you're doing. Look at this first price pump over here on the 10th of February, right? We went up in price and at the same time we went up in trading volume. So this normally means some kind of news comes out, some kind of hype is around the crypto asset. And so attention goes up, price goes up, then the attention fades away. And then very often the price also drops. So when we look at the intraday movements over here on this day, the price went up to around $52. And if you were really unlucky with timing, you could have lost 40% within 2 weeks. So this is the kind of volatility you're dealing with when you buy during a hype. Now this is a very common pattern. So let's look at the 17th of March. Same story. If you time this not so well, a 24% loss. And here the 1st of April, again, bad timing is expensive potentially. And so when you just look at this recent pump, again, very high trading volume. And so I'm not saying that we have to go down now 30-40%. But it's definitely that could be on the cards if the overall crypto market turns bearish, which I'm not saying it will. But if it does, then these kind of drops are not unheard of, right? You cannot use these kind of price pumps to set a stop loss. If you would set a stop loss at around $100, you could easily get knocked out here. The volatility now is simply so high. The tension on Filecoin is just so high. But let's not look too much at the US dollar charts, because crypto is highly correlated. Everything is going up since the 20th of July. For Filecoin, it's almost 200%. Let's look at relative performance. So this is now the Filecoin price divided by the Ethereum price. It's basically my favorite kind of chart. You want to know, are you outperforming the quote-unquote safest of the altcoins, which is Ethereum. Ethereum is 20% in dominance. 20% of all of crypto is in Ethereum. For Filecoin, that's only 0.5%. So Ethereum is 40 times larger, thus inherently less risky. And so you want to get outperformance when you take on more risk. And the altcoin rally, it really started since the beginning of the year. Bitcoin dominance went from over 70% to now around 40% since the beginning of the year. And so altcoins became more important. They started to gain ground. And during this altcoin rally since the beginning of the year, Filecoin was not able to consistently outperform. So you can't simply just buy and hold this for the long term. If you just regard this as simply another crypto asset, I would probably rather trade this more or less actively. And we're going to do now something that I did in the last video as well. We are taking a moving average and trying to find a duration that matches the price movements relatively well. And when you do that, you end up with a moving average of around 35. You do get a few bad signals here though. So this is kind of like the aggressive moving average. Let's add another one that doesn't have these failed signals, which has a longer duration. So here we still got failed signals. And so this moving average is less reactive. So we now got the 35-day moving average and the 69-day moving average. And you can see they're different, right? For the faster of the two moving averages, you enter the market quicker when the price shoots up. You also exit the market quicker when the price goes down, but you have potentially wrong signals where you buy in and get out. You might potentially buy high and sell low again, and buy high and sell low again. So this can be costly, both in terms of transfer fees, but also because simply your prices are not perfect for buying and selling, but you're riding those waves a little better. Now, if you want to avoid those failed signals, we get less performance during the bullish times. We also protect ourselves a little bit less when it goes down, but we are avoiding those bad trades. And so if you just look at these kind of lines now as a support, if we are now bullish again, which seems to be the case, right? You have to expect that we can potentially lose against Ethereum 20% or so. So this is more or less your support. If it falls below those moving averages again, it's pretty hard to be bullish on Filecoin, from my opinion. Another issue that we see with this pump right now is that we do have quite a few resistances over here, right? We traded at this level before, and the question really is, how good is currently the risk versus Ethereum versus the potential reward? It doesn't look too attractive to me right now. That being said, the US dollar chart might still go up, right? I'm not saying Filecoin can't go up in terms of US dollars. The overall crypto sentiment is very bullish right now. I do see Ethereum further going up, and with it, the overall altcoin market going up. The thing I'm looking at here is relative performance to Ethereum. So does it make sense to buy Filecoin now in order to outperform Ethereum, in order to make Ethereum gains? Or is the risk versus reward not worth it? I personally find this a bit too risky. I would not do it. Buying during a hype only works if you're very early on the hype, and we have already come up 50%. We are close to resistance lines. If you currently are in Filecoin, it might make sense to actually de-risk a little, because you did get the gains, right? You might be overexposed in your portfolio for this position now, so why not take some of those winnings during such a time? Now let's look at Filecoin versus Storch. We are now pretty much in the middle of that valuation. Risk versus reward is pretty balanced, so no real thing to say here. We are neither particularly cheap nor particularly expensive versus Storch. There's not really a trading opportunity here. Let's also look at Filecoin versus Ziacoin. And again, we have a very similar chart, a certain floor, but also resistances. Not necessarily something that I would buy into right now. The long-term chart doesn't look too great, right? Filecoin is underperforming Ziacoin. And in this sideways trading range, there doesn't seem to be any kind of opportunity here. We are simply neutral versus the competitors. If you enjoyed this video, please give this a like. YouTube will then help to grow the channel. And if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe as well. I publish a video every single day. Last but not least, we've got a Telegram channel. We are currently around 500 people over there. It's completely spam free. You can find us either by clicking the link in the video description or by simply searching for Bitcoin Strategy Channel within the Telegram app. Would be great to see you there. See you next time. Bye bye.